Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Progression Series. In this series, you go through the various updates of Minecraft and relearn everything ever since my multi-year hiatus. So beta 1.1, full release 1.1, made it so that Netherwart grows outside of the Nether. Other than that, it added spawn eggs in creative mode and a few other custom generation tips for creative mode. Therefore, we're going to do a little bit of mining here. This is the cave that we opened up back in pre-release 1.9 version 2. I originally came here to look for melon seeds, and then I realized that the mine shafts did not spawn with chests in them until a later update. Therefore, I can't use the mine shaft to get the melon seeds, meaning that I will eventually have to leave this cave after I've drained it of its resources. I might make a spider farm if I really desire, and it seems like a good idea. However, it is not a long-term project of mine. I originally wanted to colonize this cave as my own little personal project, but then I realized it's just not worth it. Okay, there's nothing here to use at all. So let's collect some resources. We are currently at Y level 12, so we are at peak diamond level. Although, according to a certain person, specifically if you watched EthosLab episode 120 something, myths and something else, he said that 10.6 was the optimal level, and while we are in a different update than he was in his Let's Play, he was in pre-release 4? Or was it full release? I don't remember. I know we're in a different update though. I do believe that he had a lot of points to be made and that it wasn't changed too drastically from then. Alright. Therefore, the plan for the moment is to just look in this cave and strip it of its resources. I love the fast mining for redstone now. It's such a good mechanic. Alright. I took my first final exam earlier today, although in the context of the recording, that happened weeks ago. Literally weeks with an S. I'm probably in the summer quarter by the time this goes up. That's crazy to me. But the reason I do that, by the way, just so anyone who's new, is because I want to be able to not have to record every single day and just record a bunch of videos on one day and upload them spaced out so that you guys have time to watch them all without being overwhelmed. I've also shortened the video lengths because, well, quite honestly, I know not everyone, especially older people, the people I'm trying to target, do not have just hours on hand to kill. Some of them do, but not all of them. This is actually the first lapis we've found since, well, since beta 1.2. Well, not those specific ones, but just lapis in this cave. Prior to this cave, I found 0 lapis in the old strip mine. I'm not kidding. I have 0 lapis at the old base. I found lapis here, and that's good and all, but it's not what we need. We need more, a lot more, because right now we are woefully low on items. Although I did get some iron earlier. I'm gonna make some iron picks for this. Leave the diamond pick here for now. No, I need it for... Well, no, I don't need it. I'm just gonna use up a bunch of tools here. The reason I'm doing it in a cave instead of in the strip mine is because nobody wants to watch me strip mine for that many hours. Okay? I planned on being here for a few minutes only, and then I'll cut and show you guys some of the creative additions added to this game. And I'm still quite disturbed by the fact that I have not yet found any melons. You would think I would have found them by now, realistically, with how much time I spend in caves and mining and all of that, but no, I have found 0 melons. There's actually a spawner in this cave, I just haven't, and I know there's a spawner here because I found it, but I've never collected anything from it. Okay, let's go in order. First, let's get this up. Okay. You can hear the mobs, can't you? Hold on. Was I here? No, there's just water here. There are spiders here. I can hear them. You up here? Nope. Sometimes you just need to take a step back from the progression stuff and do some good old-fashioned caving so that we have materials to keep playing with. I don't want to just live in a base with no materials, because with no materials we can't keep playing, and I'll be spending too much time grinding. And it is fun, to some extent, to just go into a cave every so often and not really worry about progressing through any construction or anything else. It's also quite relaxing in the long run as well. Okay. You know what? I'll leave it open. Whoa. Lapis. Yes. What the hell? Is there a spawner here? Well, no, but... Alright. Good old iron. We need as much of this as we can get. Coal. We like coal. If it seems like I'm really simple in terms of what I like getting, well, you see, I like getting diamonds, but at the same time, it's a case of it's whatever. If I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. I don't really care too much if I have them. I remember when coal in the future will give us XP, but for the time being, there's still no XP gained from coal. That's crazy to me, that there was this much time with no XP gained from mining. I think you could only get XP from killing mobs. Therefore, there's not too much of an incentive to go mining all the time outside of getting rewarded for your patience. Now, mind you, this wasn't no patience at all. This has a lot of patience here. You gotta be working through this in order to get all the resources you want. But at the same time, there's just something about being in a cave in Minecraft that's just so appealing to me. Also, the hitboxes for fences have been fixed. I can now hit things through a fence, and I can use these as different building parameters, so that it's not just all a square block. The good iron. And coal. Because that's really all we're looking for, iron and coal. As for what enchantment my pick has, it's Unbreaking 3. That's why I don't care too much about using it up like this. Alright, non-mine shaft. But I was already here. Damn. And the real truth of this caving experience is that a lot of it is a solved plan, right? There are definitive best ways to mine that have already been discovered, but I don't want to use them. I want to discover them myself. It's as if I'm relearning the game. And because I could just build an insta-miner. I could TNT duplicate, but I don't want to do that. Okay, there's lava here. Good. I do like a good cave episode, though. Whoa. Massive error. I don't think it's supposed to spawn like this. But when it does, it's always hilarious. Oh. Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3 on the shovel. For you guys who are curious why I keep breaking the dirt so easily. Yeah, there's no way to continue from here. There really were no chests back in the day, so I have to be creative. And I believe I've been through most of this part of the cave already. You'd think that having been here enough time, I would have already taken all the resources out of it, but the truth is that many times I'll just leave coal and other materials in the open just because I don't need them at the time, and I figured it gives me an excuse to come back here. Because if every single cave trip consists of me just demolishing everything in it, then it gets boring. More lapis. You get a lot of lapis. That's 12 lapis per block. That's not bad. It's actually okay. I remember looting was out, but I don't believe Silk Touch was. Okay. New level. Let's just patch that up so that we're not worried about dying here. Okay. I'll leave that there. Like that. We got some redstone with the fast mining. Oh, how nice. Oh, shit. Living life on the edge. And that's the end of this mine shaft. Therefore, what I'm going to do here is attempt to locate something. Problem is, there really isn't anything I want to locate in this cave at the moment outside of this spider spawner that I already found earlier. It's not fucking shit. Where the hell did he come from? Did you see him? Did you? By the way, this is where I've been going to get my resources recently. Because there's just so much redstone and coal here that I don't need to go anywhere else. What's here? We got some blue stuff. That's just one, but it's more than enough. This bread so that we can continue. Iron. Okay. We've got this nice little lava pool that's gonna go away because we can make infinite lava in the future. And that is one thing that I can't do is completely forget what the new additions will add. I know that eventually we'll be able to make infinite lava sources, therefore I'm not too concerned about collecting lava in the moment. The question is, what's over here? Oh, that's where this took me. Because if you're curious, this takes me back to the main base. Look, there's the light there. I think that's the whole cave. I mean, obviously I left ore here, but outside of the 5 diamonds I got, I didn't do badly. That's 30 iron and 17 lapis, plus the rest of the lapis, wherever it is. Let's go check it out. Why did I open my inventory there? There was no purpose for that. Yeah, there's no reason to stay here. This is a pre-release cave, not a full release cave. Therefore, it's not as vast and grandiose. But it still looks nice. So let's take what I want to take with me. Really? That's all I can take? I can leave that there. 62 string? When the hell? Oh, right. I killed a bunch of spiders earlier. Okay, so then I think I'll leave the shears. And no, I'll take the shears with me. But what I am going to leave is the gravel. I don't need it. I don't need this much cobblestone. I don't need to tap them right now. I'll take the lava buckets though. Is that what I want to take with me? Thinking. What's worth taking with me? I could just leave the coal here if I ever want to come back. There's still a village here, but I can't do anything with the village, and I don't really want to go farther until a different update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the recording here, and then we'll meet up at the main base to make the Netherwart farm. Welcome back. There's a reason I have nothing in my inventory, and I decided that before I show off the Netherwart farm that I built, there is something that takes precedent over that, and that is a very scary factoid about this world that I recently discovered. And that little factoid is something that I didn't think really existed in the world file. In fact, I didn't know this was actually a possibility. And that possibility is the fact that it is possible for me to fall out of the world with no exploits, no glitches, no nothing. Just pure, unadulterated gameplay. And nothing else. If you want to see this, check this out. I was strip mining while waiting for the video to properly load, which normally I do so that I am getting resources as I wait for things to finish. That way I'm not wasting my time and you don't have to worry about me running out of resources in the long run. I did not know this was possible. But I guess because this is still alpha terrain, it is possible to fall out of the world. And I gotta tell you, I wasn't scared. I didn't scream. I was just dumbfounded at how ridiculous it ended up being. In fact, it's quite possible that the snowman... Oh, the snowman's still here. Good. Let me past you, snowman, please. Let me past. Go forward. Come on. Thank you. And he just vanishes because of the bedrock fog. I like the bedrock fog, but I know a lot of people don't. As I walk through here, of course, I discovered a shocking truth. And that shocking truth is, I can fall out of the world. I was just mining coal here, and I dug underneath me. I didn't think there was something wrong, and bam! There's nothing here. Completely... skin? Skin? Okay. Whatever. No questions asked. Just moving on with our life. So apparently Steve wants to talk now. Let's patch that hole up, and then I will go show off what's going on with the Netherwart farm. I'll be right back. And we're back once more. Before I continue, I need to refill my inventory because the void made me lose quite a bit of resources. And by quite a bit, I mean a lot of resources. Therefore, I need to fix myself before I continue. First, I need a shovel, and I'm going to get a second iron pick. Yes, a second one, because if I don't have any iron picks, then I'm, financially speaking, doomed. Not necessarily, but I can work like this. I should be able to. You know what? I'll use a diamond sword instead. It's more fun. And we'll get a diamond shovel for you in the background. This works. And then I need one more stick to get this. I'm glad I put the potions away, because it would have been really disheartening if I lost these forever. And now I know that even the void is a very dangerous location in the context of this world. Therefore, I can't be too careful anymore. From now on, I must assume that anything can happen. This world is that bugged out that the void can randomly occur and just kill me. I gotta tell you, it was unexpected, but it was novel. I don't know very many instances where people can claim that in their survival Let's Play, the void killed them. With no glitches, by the way. Literally no glitches. This was 100% legitimate. Is there anyone who can say that without glitches or some exploit, someone was killed by the void in their Let's Play? If there is one, please let me know. I'll put it in the description. In fact, I'm quite curious to see. Am I the first person, or is there someone else? And I'm not talking about early Bedrock, because early Bedrock was a buggy mess. I mean mess. So if anyone tries to tell me, oh, someone in early Bedrock Let's Play fell out of the void, then that's something very different. Completely different, and not what I am looking for in context of Let's Play. I'm talking anyone in a full release file, so 1.0 and onward, falling out of the void with natural causes and nothing else. Okay? That is what I am looking for. If you guys can pinpoint me to anybody, I will be very happy to find out. Otherwise, there's not much else that I need to know. Oh, I need to replant the seeds. Because if I don't replant them, then I don't get food. And if I don't have food, then I can't play this game. Because we are in hard mode, although the difficulty locking is still not on. In this episode, I plan to show off the Netherwart farm, and then what I'm going to do is make a blaze farm, show you the... And I'm just going to copy Etho's design. I'm not going to even try to make a unique blaze farm. Etho's design just works so well that I don't think anything I could design would be more effective. And besides, blaze farms equals infinite fuel. And then I'm going to update a 1.2, attempt to look for a jungle for Project Tree, and show off any new additions in 1.2. In fact, 1.2 added a lot to the game, therefore this is going to be a rather long episode, despite the fact that it's cut up into really small pieces. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I need a lot of items before I even continue. Oops. In addition, I would like to show off this feather falling diamond pickaxe. Diamond axe, I completely forgot about this. And yes, I was using the Netherwart farm. The Netherwart farm is just the basis. We're going to make it better in the future. And Project Glass is still completely unfinished, so I need to add more to it. Other than that, I'm having a great time here. Here's another Netherwart farm. In a sense, because the water's frozen, I don't want to build in the frozen ice anymore. I'm going to start building in the sky, and these are the directions I'm going to be building in. The thing about Netherwart is that it started growing outside of the Nether after 1.0, because in 1.0 it never grew in the Nether. Therefore, it only grew in the Nether. Therefore, I'm going to be using this to make potions from now on. It's not the most effective farm, but at the same time, I don't need very many potions in a single-player survival world. If this was multiplayer, then I would shoot for a more effective farm. But for the time being, it's not what I need. Not even close. Okay, we now have food. Up next, what do I need to add? I need to get cobblestone and a few other tools in my inventory before I continue. You know what? I'm going to make a diamond pickaxe. That sounds like a good idea. Is it a good idea? Probably. For the time being, I'm going to cut here and then refill my inventory. And then cut back, and you will see me start the blaze farm. And then after that, we will be going into 1.2. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to say this really quickly. 1.9 is out, that's right. At the time of recording, it is June 7th of 2022. It's not something that is too relevant to what I want to tell you. In reality, the only reason I even said this is because the only reason this scene is even here is just to let you know that it's been a few days since I've recorded, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick tour of the Season 1 world for those of you who are new, and for those of you who do not want to see me struggle. This is a backup, so I'm going to use commands. Game mode creative. What? T/game mode creative. Okay, so Season 1 could arguably be seen as the Season 0 of the previous series, because the original Season 1 was renamed Season 0 after I lost the motivation to play the game for a little bit, only to then go back to it a few days later. The reason I lost motivation is because I spent 3 episodes, each of them roughly an hour long, give or take, simply mining to get full diamond armor, and then I died in the Nether. Here, on the other hand, I spawned on this piece of desert right here, and I made my way over here. This was where Season 1 mostly took place until we updated to 1.0. Here's the cactus farm that never really worked. The attempt at a animal farm, although that actually worked. This was a reference to Nuke M's White Tree of Gondor during his Battle Dome rematch with Beijing Canadian. This was the original tree farm, but this was made in beta 1.7.3, so I manually T/toggle time set clear. Oh shit. Whatever. 117 items. What do you mean 117 items? I didn't have that many items. Did it? No. F, no. F, no. T, no. Cobblestone. This is a bit unprofessional, but you know what? It just goes to show that I'm a person too. In this world, we had a lot of adventures. Let me just save it. Let me just go to day so that we don't struggle anymore. And I updated it to 1.19 just so that I could keep playing on it, although I realistically don't use this world anymore. If I ever am in this world, it's because I'm just walking around, not doing much. I had 2 different mine shafts at one point, 3 towards the end. This was the original enchanting table and whatnot. And in addition, we had the main mine shaft here that worked out. I actually died in this mine shaft because it got flooded with lava and I just could not use it anymore. This was the cake I ever crafted, beta 1.7.3. And I would also like to point out that there was also a lot of instances with caves. That door is glitched out of its mind, by the way. Where I spent most of the first series in caves, just getting resources, than I did anything else. Which is why a lot of the buildings are rather empty by comparison. I'm not kidding though. Season 1 was spent, maybe 90% of it was just in these caves mining. And I still don't think I discovered everything in these caves. These caves went on forever, borderline. Yeah, I'm actually 99% sure I didn't do an entire cave at least once. Instead, I just kept going through cave and cave. This is where I got the On the Rail achievement the first time. And what else did I do? What else did I do? Not too much, actually. Then I built this giant base that isn't really that big. And one piece of redstone that was finished after the Let's Play. So you didn't see this get recorded, but I ended up finding a slime chunk and then just killing a bunch of slimes. Which is why we have this location. I made a reference to the Herobrine's torch thing, where you would put 2 blocks of gold, 2 netherrack, and light it with flint and steel, you know, from the mod. And that would be it. The original goal of this Let's Play was to get all the achievements, and I eventually just said screw that and we're kindling the Nether Dragon. Inevitably, this was all I really did in Season 1. And one thing that I did manage to finish off camera, because I didn't think it was worthy of an episode, and I decided to do the progression series, was this. This is something that I really wanted to show off towards the end. There you go. Now that you know what that is, you have seen this world. The only reason I'm even here is to show off the new 1.19 update. And we have warden eggs. Nope. Not shulker. What was added? It's the new, what's the new block type? The one that summons the warden. Oh. The Skulk Catalyst, Skulk Vein, Skulk Shreer, and Skulk. Not really sure what these do. But apparently you can use them to summon the warden. However, I will be showing this off later. The only reason I'm even here is to tell you when this was recorded. This was recorded in full release 1.19. Now let's get back to beta 1.1. And welcome back for the final section. Hold on, noise is really loud. Perfect. In a sense, I'm here to let you know what has been going on in recent memory. I have made the Blaze Farm, albeit it's not impervious to being broken. In fact, I can still get hit while using it, so I have to be very careful. The way it was done was by copying EthosLab because, well, he's a significantly better player than I am. Therefore, I figured I might as well look at his design and then see if I could do anything with it in the future. Now that I understand his design, because I ended up building it in this world, I believe that I can do something about it for future inspirational builds. The idea behind this is to let the blazes all pile up, then you cover them up with glass so they can't escape. Then you crush them, and with your sword you'll just whack at them. You'll be able to gain some levels and blaze rods, thus giving you access to an effectively unlimited amount of fuel for future projects. Therefore, I think I'm going to stop using coal in my furnaces, or furnae, whatever they're actually called, because it just makes things easier for me. And this crushing mechanism makes the killing of the enemies a lot faster. Therefore, I can get to level 10. In fact, I can get to a pretty decent level really quickly. Because blazes were designed to be a harder enemy, therefore I believe they give more XP than they should. And if I don't feel like getting levels, I could just leave it on, let them crush themselves, and then move on with my life. This works by being 16 blocks away from the spawner or less. Because spawners don't care about mob limits, you're able to have as many blazes in here as you want. You just have to be a bit patient, and you will get everything you want by the end of it. Once more, we'll crush them here, let them die, we kill them off with our sword, and we now have levels. It's a really unique idea, and I'm glad that I got to look up Etho's video on how to do it. I will be posting the link to his video, because the way he does it is, it makes it one button and it's completely automatic, and he has lava pushing them down here more quickly. However, for the process, for the necessities of the Let's Play, we will not be doing any of the sort. Instead, we just need a basic blaze farm, so that we are able to get blaze rods and never have to worry about fuel again, as I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, blaze rods do either 10 or 50. I don't remember how many blocks they power. You know what? I'm just gonna look it up right now. Minecraft blaze rod fuel amount. 120 seconds, so they do 12 items in the game. Okay. From here, we just put the glass above them. We let them get crushed. And we hit them as many times as we can to get some levels off of them. Get our nice little blazed rods. And we now have levels again, level 13. And I can get to a pretty decent level rather quickly using this. Therefore, once I get to level 15, I will be going back. Also, the game is glitched out and I don't have my skin anymore. Well, it's not really my skin. I don't have the skin that I use. That's a better way to say it. Just let them pile up. Just a little bit more. Because we have all these blaze rods now, and we probably won't need any more for a long time until we eventually get to some insane smelting. The reason this was more of a project episode rather than exploring any of the new updates is because 1.1 was mostly a creative and super flat update. So for those of you guys who play super flat, or those of you guys who play creative mode, you now know why it's like this. But for the most part, you don't really get anything out of this update if you're just a traditional survival player. Therefore, I decided to use this episode to build projects. In addition, this took a lot longer than I originally anticipated. In fact, this took more than one day. Not because I'm just slow or anything. No, it took more than one day because I started really late at night and I had to go to sleep and I had to write a paper. So it just became impractical to attempt to do this in one go. I'll leave the link to Etho's video, so for those of you who want to see it, you'll be able to. And this will be the last set that we kill off. We'll kill these ones by hand, because it honestly doesn't take too long. Alright, now that you know how it works, we shall be getting back to the base and calling it a day. I thought about building a pumpkin farm today, but I figured that I could do that at the same time as the watermelon farm, and I still don't have watermelons because I have not been fortunate enough to obtain watermelon seeds, and second, jungles are added in the next update, but I do not remember if they had watermelon in them until 1.6 or 1.7. Because I know that they didn't automatically have watermelon with them, and that instead they really were just this random item that you could get either through villager trading in 1.3 or by finding them miraculously in a dungeon. Similar with cocoa beans, I have not been fortunate enough to find watermelon in a dungeon, and because of that I have been rather starved for resources. Other than that, I'm just going to take you guys out of the nether and we'll call it a day. I really hope that you enjoyed the episode, because I know I did. I got to learn a lot about blaze farms and pistons. I used up all my sticky pistons sadly, so I no longer have any way to recover them, as the chunk that I was using to obtain slimes is no longer a slime chunk. I have to find a new one, which is a bit saddening to say, but at the very least I got to build the blaze farm, meaning that I got to learn a bit about the game's mechanics, which is always good. We want to learn about the game mechanics because it teaches us more through the game. It lets us know what we don't know, what we do know, and it lets us become better players. After all, this is the progression series, a series in which we are meant to discover the intricacies of Minecraft and relearn it at a level where I normally would never have gotten just playing vanilla for fun. This also gives me things to do in a survival world and lets me know that there's always something I can do. It lets me know I can keep improving in this world, and it's not just a meaningless project that will go forever unappreciated by me. Because the truth is that I'm not the most creative builder. I'm not an aesthetic builder. In fact, most of the blocks I used were cobblestone, nether bricks, and dirt were used in the blaze farm, plus some sticky pistons, glass, and redstone wire. Other than that, I really do just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. But before that, I need to check one more time to see if the piston staircase still works, or if I have to update it, or at the very least just stop using it and or scrap it, because I really want this to work for as long as I can. But just in case, we'll go check right now. Okay, it definitely still works in 1.1. That means I still need to figure out what update it stops working on, because I know at one point it just never works again. And it's a bit saddening to say, but it's true. Eventually, things will break because that's the nature of how Redstone was programmed into this game. Very rarely do designs have such longevity. The only reason a lot of Ethos designs had longevity is because he didn't rely on glitches. He relied on the pure mechanics of the game that were intended by the developers to make his farms. Not all of them. I don't think the developers intended him back in the alpha and beta days to have him, make a passive mob spawner, and sorters and all of that. So of course there's always exceptions to the rule, but other than that, I believe he did everything he wanted to. And the reason we went to the Nether is so that we could enchant our tools. Not these ones though. I'm going to go, in the next episode, we're going to have better equipment, obviously. This was just because building in the Nether is really dangerous. Therefore, I didn't want to bring anything less than diamond armor and some boots. What else? I have a lot of resources that I need to store. And the redstone goes with me. And I'll keep you here. Yes. And then this will go here. I will bring this down here by 1. And then finally, the redstone will go back into the main pocket, and the rest of this glass will be used in project glassification. You know what? Let's just add to it now because we have the time. This was a rather interesting episode, I'm not gonna lie. I got to build a blaze farm. I've actually never done that in survival or creative mode, believe it or not. I've just never had the incentive to do so until I realized that coal keeps running out on me, and I don't want to spend every episode in between just mining for coal. That would get really monotonous and mildly boring. The good news is that next episode, the plan is to obtain Project Jungle Tree, which will be the next one here. We are going to be adding trees in order of appearance in this game's updates, and I believe I showed the Netherwart farm. Like I said, I record these episodes in the spans of multiple days and just put the clips together so that they flow correctly. If I wanted to, I could just do one really long section and cut it down to pieces, but that's no fun. Wow, they're just not growing. How sad. Other than that, I really would like to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching.